Hello, welcome back to The List. My name's Sam Piccone. This is The List. I've got a long list of loads of different things that interest me. Each episode I pick one at random, we go into it. That's it. The concept, done. Here we go. Bernard Manning. This is going to be a bit controversial for some people. I think Bernard Manning, arguably one of the best comedians this country has produced. This is going to... Oh God, this is going to be bad news for me, isn't it, this episode? Now, if you don't know who Bernard Manning was, he was a comedian during, I believe, the 70s and through the 80s. He was still gigging up until his death, I believe. He was a sort of classic kind of working men's club comedian, taking the piss out of everyone and everything. But most of his comedy would now be perceived as punching down. He's punching down on minorities, women, gay people, all of that sort of stuff. But undeniably a brilliant comedian. Timing, delivery, accents, pacing, all that sort of stuff he was fantastic at. But a lot of what he said was just fucking nasty, basically. Trigger warning. This is going to feature sexism, misogyny, racism, homophobia, all of the above. This is Bernard Manning in action.
This lad was always fighting in scraps. The police took him in the police station there and his mother came to see him. She says, "Tony, what's the matter with you? Always a fighting and playing and through and terrible fights. It's shocking." He says, "Don't talk like that, mother." She says, "I'm working all the day to make a nice little home for you, and your father's are down the pit and he's working his fingers to the bones. What's the matter with you, Tony?" she said. He says, "Don't talk like that, mother." She said, "What do you mean, don't talk like that?" He says, "You're not Italian."
Like, that was probably cutting edge at the time. Would you still believe there's about 300 comedians on the circuit with a joke like that? Give it up, guys. Bernard Manning was doing it in the 70s and it wasn't that funny then. The old pull back and reveal accent, why he's speaking like that, it's got to go, guys. It can't run anymore, all right?
Napoleon rode to the top of this hill on his horse, weighing the job up there. 50,000 Russian troops out front, 25,000 of his own troops galloping behind him. And he shouts, "Halt!" They all stopped about 4 miles away. And this footman pushed his way through all the troops and run 4 miles to Napoleon. He went. Napoleon said, "What do you want?" He said, "I thought he shouted me." He said, "I shouted, 'Halt!'" "Oh," he said, "I thought he shouted, 'Walt.'"
I quite like jokes like that, to be honest. I prefer those sort of types of Bernard Manning jokes. Quite simple little turns. I like that side of him. Why don't we look at the more horrible side of Bernard Manning?
You know the difference between an Iraqi woman and a pilchard? One's oily and greasy with fucking big bulging eyes. The other's a fish. Oh, they're ugly bastards, aren't they?
Oh, mate.
Hey! Tell you. Oh, them Iraqi women, they're that fucking ugly, they have to get the vibrator pissed.
God's sake.
Oh dear, they can't stop us laughing. I once got sacked for laughing. Man, I was driving a fucking hearse at the time. Little lad says to his dad, "Where do babies come from, Dad?" He said, "The stork." He said, "Who fucks the stork?" There's this fucking midget walking about. He does a circus in town or what? Oioiiiiii. How are you, son? What about your mate there with fucking desert head there? How are you? Been using that wash and go, haven't you? You washed it and it's fucking gone, all right. If your hair gets any further back, you're combing your fucking arse.
I like that side of him as well. I like it when he's roasting the audience. I don't like it when he starts going in on races and, you know, all that sort of stuff. It's nasty. You know what I mean? That's the best way I can describe that side of him. There's a bit of venom to it. It's actually like pure racism. But I do really like it when he roasts the audience, because they're all kind of stock jokes, you know, like, and you know, that time that they all sort of shared the same kind of similar jokes, but you had to be quick and you had to be You know, I'm sure a lot of these were just off the top of the dome as well.
What about this little old girl here? How are you, love? All right? I wish you could fucking hear this. It's funny, believe me. Oh, dear me. You don't know what fucking day it is. There. How are you? Was it cold in the ground this morning? Say hello to Roy Orbison when you get back. Tell him we're all thinking about him. All right. She's thinking, fuck off, you fat bastard. I know what she's thinking, don't you worry. I once come second in a Robert Redford look-alike. Fucking nigger won it.
See, this is where it turns.
Oh, hi.
This is where it turns now, you know. You sort of forget that he was just like throwing around those terms kind of willy-nilly, and then like just hearing everyone laugh at that as well. It's just like, it's fucking horrible, that. It stings hearing that. It's like a real insight into just how nasty he could be, how flippant he was with certain language. I think this set's going to start to turn now.
Anyway, sat with a coloured gentleman there. How are you, my old friend? Whereabouts are you from?
Here we go.
Where are you from, sir? Where? Norfolk. Which side of fucking Delhi is that on? No, Norfolk? Well, it's nice to... You've got that far, have they, Norfolk? No. Isn't this better than swinging through the fucking trees, having a night out with nice people? Instead of sat in the fucking tent watching the sheep die and all that fucking bollocks. Oh, them poor people.
You know what it is in his crowds? It's the boys' club, isn't it? It's the boys' club. Even though there's a lot of women in that audience, a lot of older women, young women. I don't doubt, you know, a night out going to see Bernard Manning back in the day was quite the experience. But there must have been people sat in that audience feeling uncomfortable when he's saying certain things. A lot of this just feels so old hat now, you know. Later on in his career, it seemed like he got nastier. And maybe that was testament to the fact that, you know, it's easy to be nasty, you know, it's easy to be cruel, whereas it's a bit harder to write clever jokes that aren't necessarily always at a minority's expense. So this is Bernard Manning a year before he died.
I've made loads of racist remarks and I don't give a fuck. They say you never appear on television again. I say we get about £8 million too fucking late. I don't give a fuck who upset. This is my country. I'll say what I want. I went over America and stormed America. Jewish gags, Japanese gags, all sorts. It's like football. There's Premiership, First Division, Second Division, Third Division and Vauxhall Conference. I'm top of the Premiership League. I've filled theatres, I've filled clubs. Most of the comics I know, they couldn't draw flies. If I stopped, I'd fucking die. And I've never died in my life.
Well, you're dead now. Bernard Manning probably died maybe as the tide was turning with all of that kind of stuff. I mean, sort of mid to late 2000s. There's still an element of nastiness around, I think, especially in like films and TV. A lot of like gay jokes still, a lot of fat jokes, the sort of language that people were using. It was starting to turn. So his death very much sort of kind of probably punctuates the start of a new era of maybe political correctness, maybe, you know, people just being a little bit more considerate. I think a question hangs in the balance, doesn't it, about Bernard Manning. Was he a good bloke? So let's ask ChatGPT. The argument for is that he was off stage, very kind, apparently, very polite, generous, warm in real life, reportedly donated money to local charities and looked after his staff and family. Some say he targeted everyone, regardless of race, class, religion, whatever. The argument against, of course, his routines included slurs and stereotypes about black, Asian and Jewish people, as well as homophobic and sexist jokes. Even in his era, many saw his material as cruel rather than merely edgy. And I think that's the point, isn't it? That's the point I made earlier. Some of it feels cruel. Some of it feels like it comes from a dark place, you know, and that's what doesn't sit right with me, you know, even though you can sort of he can sort of brush it off with like the kind of, you know, the smile and the wink and, you know, everyone gets their turn, you know, everyone got kind of thing. I'm just not really buying it. And I think this is a really valid point as well. Critics argue that his comedy didn't just reflect its time, it reinforced racist and exclusionary attitudes in Britain, giving audiences permission to laugh at and normalise bigotry. Whereas there are other comedians at the time who weren't like that. And one of those people is Les Dawson. Les Dawson to me is in many ways kind of the counterbalance to someone like Bernard Manning. Even though he'd do those, my wife jokes and my mother-in-law and all that sort of stuff, there was a warmth to it. It didn't feel nasty.
We've had one slight problem. We've lost the theatre cat. If you do see this beautiful little animal, please report to one of the usherettes. It's a lovely cat. Now, I thought it had one eye, then I realised it was walking backwards. Let's sing a song together. Will you join me in the Golden Oldie? Yeah. Right. Let's start with that one, Side by Side. Diminishing fifth. That's it. Try to keep together. Through all kinds of weather. Oh, you were wonderful. Welcome the Roly-Polies.
Today is very modern. Check the personality. Everything today makes yesterday slow. Better face reality. Goodbye, goody go. I'm changing and how. So beat the drum, dance, kick, and thoroughly modern living now.
This was entertainment back in the day. That's impressive. I always heard of the Roly-Polies, but I never actually see them. So this was just a bunch of dinner ladies, basically. And then he'd come out dressed as one of them. Right. Yeah, Les Dawson, more intelligent, a bit more alternative as well. A lot of his material was quite clever, a bit off the wall, a bit off beat, quite progressive in many ways. His comedy, it feels like it's for everyone. Whereas there's a lot of Bernard Manning stuff that just feels like it's for the whites.
All the comics would have cue cards, just a card with one word, clues to the gags that they were going to do.
But by the time I went on, Bernard had done all mine. He must have nicked my idiot board and did every gag on my idiot board. Not to my knowledge. I goes on and I'm just stood there.
That's what I'm saying. They're all just doing each other's jokes. It was like there wasn't the originality that you had with someone like Les Dawson.
He's got this reputation for being highly vulgar and highly risque, but it's in the great tradition of music hall. People are too sensitive nowadays, too politically correct. They don't appreciate Bernard. He is the funniest man in the business.
It can still fill a club in the north of England.
Cyril Smith. Now, Cyril Smith, that name rings a bell. Cyril Smith, the former Liberal MP for Rochdale, was repeatedly accused of child sexual abuse, both during his life and especially after his death. Allegations going back to the 1960s. A 1979 report claims that he had sexually abused teenage boys at Rochdale Hostel in the 1960s. Large number of claims, 144 complaints from alleged victims as young as 8. This is the sort of company maybe that Bernard was keeping at the time, politician and friend Sir Cyril Smith. The nastiness comes from somewhere. I'm not saying that he was a fucking nonce as well, but if he was willing to be good pals with someone who had allegedly nonced off 144 kids. There's something in there that means he's a wrong un.
I can remember very well sitting next to Bernard Manning and knowing that he could control the audience. He's very skilled. And I became the laughing stock. I became the nanny figure, the Puritan.
Let's watch that, shall we?
I was in Bradford last week. I felt like a spot on a domino. They're waiting for it to snow in Yorkshire so they can count the population. Down 999 to get the Bengal Lancers in.
Now, you see, would you say that kind of humour is dangerous?
I think racist jokes are dangerous. When you make a joke about black or coloured people to a white audience, suddenly the prejudice that they don't dare admit to is respectable. Suddenly they hear each other laughing, and it's comfortable.
No, well, you're breaking my heart here.
Nothing to say to that, though. You see this thing in interviews with Bernard Manning where everything gets turned into a joke. It's deflection, isn't it? It's constant deflection because they don't want you to pierce through the guard, you know. They don't want you to pierce through what they're really thinking, what they really feel, because it's all like, oh, everything's a joke, everything's a joke.
I don't believe in racialism or religion. I believe that all the Catholics and Jews and Protestants and Methodists should all get together and attack the Pakistan.
Telling a joke is not as bad as knowing your friend destroys young children. What's that meant to mean? Oh, okay, so Esther Ransom was mates with Savile. But he was mates with Cyril Smith. If you were in showbiz, one of your mates was a nonce, you know. That's how it worked in the 70s. It seemed that way anyway. People forget he raised a lot of money for charity. Very funny man without malice. Bollocks. There is malice. That's the thing. And who cares if he raised loads of money for charity? So did fucking Savile. You know, it's not like offsetting all the fucking terrible stuff he did. That's why a lot of these people started doing stuff for charity, because it makes them look better in the public eye. I think he knew deep down that what he was saying wasn't good and you know, like, was causing things to be harder for those communities. That it's just a joke kind of defense only goes so far. And I think now we know that as well. Now we know that there's a limit to really, you know, what you can start saying before it starts teetering into the territory of like, oh no, you are making it comfortable for people to then become racist and then be openly racist. This is towards the end of his life.
If you was my daughter, I'd still be fucking bathing you.
Maybe there's some credibility to the old non-suggestion.
There's something running down my leg. I hope it's sweat. My luck, I'm going to wind up with you. It's my fucking luck.
That's pretty funny.
Must never stop that boxing. There's nothing nice in seeing two blacks knock your fuck out one.
There we go. That's it, isn't it? That's the feeling of just like knowing that everyone in the room is laughing at your expense. And it's not necessarily because the joke's about you personally, but they're laughing at black people. And then you've got women like this looking over just to check if you're laughing. Do you find it funny? You should find it funny too. Go on, laugh.
And at the back there, I didn't see you till you smiled. I thought somebody moved a fucking piano in the place. How are you? Nice to see you. Isn't it nice to go out and have a laugh, eh? That's what it's all about, son. That's what it's all about.
It's horrible. Horrible. Really uncomfortable watch.
And you laugh because you're outnumbered 200 to fucking 1.
Well, that's exactly it though, isn't it? They can all fucking laugh about that. But that's exactly it though. What can you say? You are outnumbered and we're all laughing at you. It's fucking horrible. Thumbs up. Look at that. It's fucking, it's grim this. It's actually really fucking grim. I think the problem is you never will be able to convey it to certain people who are like fans of his work and who are fans of him now still, you know, just how horrible that feeling is to be othered, you know, to be the odd one out and to be the target. You know, if it was like a room full of like 200 black people and one white guy and a black comedian on stage ripping the fuck out of it, it still probably wouldn't feel that bad. But there's obviously hundreds of years of, you know, racial history and prejudice and colonialism. All these things have to be taken into consideration. It's not just like, oh, he targeted everyone. It's just like, well, you're missing the fucking point. I don't want to finish this episode on that because that is a very grim way to finish this. Instead, I'm going to show someone who expertly did comedy during that period on the other side of the pond. And the only person he took the piss out of really was himself. And that man is Rodney Dangerfield.
Well, I checked in a hotel. I asked the bellhop to handle my bag. He started to feel up my wife. I said to him, I said, hey, buddy, who told you could play around with my wife? He said, everybody. I tell my wife I can never relax, you know. I told her our kid is spoiled. She told me a lot of kids smell that way. My wife, she don't go for me either. I'm not a good-looking guy. Well, Halloween, I open the front door, kids give me candy. Are you kidding? I know I'm ugly. My dog found out we look alike. He killed himself. I mean, and nobody was nice. My mother never breastfed me. She told me she liked me as a friend.
Classic. The gag rate is just insane, isn't it? So good as well, just like the little turns and stuff like that. Just to write so prolifically at that time. Doesn't have to say the N-word. I'm sure there was a couple of dodgy Dangerfield jokes at the time, but, you know, it feels a lot more warm, isn't it? It feels like we can all laugh at him, you know, rather than we all laugh at a poor black guy in the audience. Well, that's me though, innit? Utter woke nonsense. Little fucking snowflake over here. Bit of a different one today. A little bit more of an analytical one, really. I hope you enjoyed it all the same. So there we go. Another episode of The List done. If you liked it, please leave a comment, like, share, do all that sort of stuff. If you're a big fan of Bernard Manning and you don't agree with anything I've said, leave a nasty comment. Feel free to be anti-Semitic, racist, homophobic, misogynist, all in my comments. It all helps the algorithm. If you enjoyed this episode, please go back and watch the other ones. There are plenty to choose from now. Shall I finish on one of my jokes, but in a Bernard Manning style, alright? That Sam Piccone fellow who raised Catholic end up looking fucking Jewish. Fuck off. Alright, see ya.
Fuck off, you fat bastard.